Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into an absolutely wild story of workplace revenge that comes straight from Reddit. Now, this is a tale so intense, so perfectly plotted, you have to wonder if it's even real. And it all starts with one single powerful promise. Believe it or not, that's the actual title of the Reddit post. And wow, does it set the stage. This isn't just about getting even. This is a promise of total annihilation, and it was born from years of absolute torment. All right, so let's set the scene. Our narrator, a guy fresh out of university, lands this amazing, high-paying internship at a brand new branch of a huge multinational trading firm. But this place is a pressure cooker. It's a cutthroat world with a ridiculously high turnover rate. Basically, only the toughest survive. And this right here is key to understanding the insane pressure he walked into. See, this firm wasn't just managing other people's money. They were trading with their own cash. That means if you win, you can get massive bonuses. But if you fail, you're shown the door fast. So on his very first day during his final interview, our narrator meets the HR and operations manager. We'll call her Gabby. And those are the very first words she ever says to him. Right to his face. Instantly dismissive, totally unprofessional, and, a pretty dark sign of what was to come. But she doesn't stop there. Oh, no. Right after insulting him, Gabby follows up with a not-so-subtle request for a bribe. She makes it crystal clear that she's the one in charge of his future, and she expects a little kickback for her favor. This just screams corruption right from the very beginning. Well, our narrator flat out refuses her, and in retaliation, what does Gabby do? She literally throws his resume in the trash. But the whole thing backfires spectacularly when the branch manager comes looking for him and the receptionist finds his CV. Gabby gets caught and is completely humiliated in front of the entire office. And that moment, that's the spark that ignites what the narrator calls her raging hate boner for him. And you can bet that humiliation didn't just fade away. Nope. It mushroomed from that one nasty incident into a relentless, years-long campaign of professional sabotage. Every single bit of it was designed to break our narrator. I mean, just look at this timeline. You can see how systematic it all was. This guy was a top performer. He was so good, he was trading on a live account while the other interns were still messing around on simulators. But time and time again, he was held back. Gabby would literally promote entire groups of people who were way less qualified just to spite him. And on top of the career sabotage, you had this daily grind of petty, soul-crushing harassment. Gabby would actually steal his lunch out of the fridge, call him into long, pointless meetings right during critical market hours, and even block his access to websites he needed for research. And when he confronted her, her excuse was simple. I'm the boss, so I can do whatever the hell I want. So our narrator, he just keeps his head down and keeps performing. He's so good that his old boss eventually intervenes from corporate and gets him promoted. But this just makes Gabby even more furious. And her next move takes this whole feud to a life-altering and honestly, a really dangerous new level. Gabby finds another employee, a woman named Sue, who was really struggling with her trading performance and was about to get fired. Gabby goes to her and makes an offer. She'll protect Sue's job and get her some money in exchange for one thing: a completely false allegation of sexual harassment against our narrator. And Sue, feeling desperate, agrees to do it. The fallout is immediate and just devastating. The narrator loses his quarterly bonus, which was about $100,000, plus they claw back another $400,000 in holdback pay. That's $500,000 gone, vanished, all based on a complete and total lie. But the punishment was so much worse than just the money. It was psychological torture, day in and day out. For 7 straight months, he was forced to start every single day by watching a 3-hour-long video on sexual assault. They crippled his trading account and they put a permanent black mark on his record. He was definitely bloodied, but he was not broken. And right here, this is the turning point. After 7 months of this hell, the narrator decides he has had enough. He's not just going to clear his name anymore. No, he is going to systematically and completely destroy every single aspect of Gabby's life. And his plan, it's like a masterclass in strategic revenge. He breaks it down into 3 distinct phases. Step 1, ruin her career. Step 2, ruin her marriage. And step 3, ruin her family life. So he starts documenting everything, gathering evidence, and just waiting. Waiting for that perfect moment to strike. And then, that perfect moment finally arrives. The corporate executives, including his old supportive boss, are scheduled to visit the branch. Why? To investigate why it's losing so much money. This is it. This is the day our narrator has been waiting for. So he gets called into the big meeting, and he presents his first bombshell. He had managed to corner Sue, the woman who made the false accusation. He proved she'd been stealing his work on Gabby's orders. And he got a full written confession, admitting the entire sexual harassment claim was a lie she was forced into. And this is where it all just comes together like a movie. While this meeting is unfolding and Gabby's career is literally crumbling before her eyes, the narrator looks through the glass walls of the office and he sees her husband and their 2 young children walking up to the building for their traditional Thursday family dinner. The timing is just perfect. He calmly pulls out his phone, gives Gabby a little grin, and says those 5 simple words. She looks up, sees her family, and excuses herself to go talk to them, completely clueless about what's about to hit her. And with Gabby out of the room, the narrator executes the final, devastating part of his plan. He hits send on an email to her husband. An email packed with explicit texts, photos, and messages detailing her multiple affairs, all of which he had copied from her work computer. And in that one single moment, her entire life was set on fire. It is an incredibly satisfying story of justice, right? But almost as soon as the post went viral, Reddit users turned into internet detectives. They started digging through the narrator's old posts and, well, they found a few things that made them wonder just how true this story really was. And this really leaves out the whole debate. On one side, you have this incredibly detailed, emotional story. But on the other, you have skeptics pointing out things that just don't quite add up. Like, why would a guy earning a massive salary own a cheap $100 phone? And his post history seemed to claim he had other jobs. Even a few details within the story itself seemed to contradict each other. Now, the original poster did try to explain some of these things, but the doubts, they still remain. So, in the end, we're left with this big question. Was this a true story of a meticulously executed revenge that brought a workplace tyrant to justice? Or was it a fantastically written piece of fiction engineered for maximum drama and impact? Either way, it's a wild ride. But ultimately, it leaves us all to wonder what we really choose to believe.